All right, welcome.
Hey, there it goes. It worked.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey, how are y'all doing?
fantastic. Another day in paradise.
Welcome to the
Another day.
podcast, the House Podcast, episode 5.
Dude, I love this music. First off, you mentioned Charlie Parker, and did you know that it flagged the video because you guys played it?
It did.
Yes.
It
Well,
copyright
I heard.
striked it. That's all.
Yeah. That sucks. So we got to make sure no royalties, none of that music on here.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yo, Paps is always in that corner. That's so dope. I
Yeah,
love
he
it.
started doing that when we started doing this, I guess.
Incredible. I
I
love
mean,
it.
yesterday he was jumping up here a lot, but you know.
Hold on. I'm switching to the camera.
How it
Trying to see.
Hey, real quick. So, how do I make it pin Chris's view? That's what I'm trying to do.
Double click
I
it.
might have figured it out.
You should double click. Double click on his view.
Double click on it.
Yeah. All right,
Well-
guys, welcome to the What the Fuck Are We Doing podcast at the house. And Brian's figuring it out. Come on. There you go.
Hey! Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but whatever.
So,
Like, go to the
I'm
far
confused.
right screen. Go to the far right screen, and then it'll show Chris. Chris has like all the
Yes.
little squares.
all
And
the
double click
windows.
on that.
but I'll switch to
all
me
the
real
windows.
quick. I just want to make a quick update on the show. So, as you can see, we're still using OBS. Whatever. Pretty cool. I got some background music in the background. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't even know if you guys can hear it. I actually don't even know how it's going to come out in post once we finish. All of this is just testing, guys.
Word.
Well,
Word.
before we get too far into the podcast, what do you guys got over there? I saw
as
you
far
were
as-
sipping on something.
Got my Corona.
I
Corona.
have the
Yeah.
White Claw Blackberry for low calorie consumption.
Very nice. I'm over here sporting the New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. It's
Oh, wow.
sweet. It's delicious. 9%.
Beautiful.
Sounds
Just
tasty.
a little shout out to our sponsors today.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's what I was thinking.
And Chris, what are you drinking over there? What's your
listen.
vodka today?
I just got high. I got a bottle of water, you know.
Sweet.
Hydration.
His makeshift bong there.
Did you kill the whiskey?
Yeah, but listen. I'm not drinking.
Oh, you killed it?
No, I
Oh.
just had a little bit. Listen, I'm not drinking every podcast. Okay, that's not what the show's about. This is a family
It might
show.
have to be our little. It might have to be our little shtick. Is it a family show though?
Well,
Is it
today we've booked our esteemed guest, Jose over here, singer, wonderful singer. He's beautiful, talented man. And yes, I'd love to talk to Jose about, his music and things like that. Like, come on, guys, a family show.
Sure,
Wonderful.
but you didn't tell me all that. You said we're just figuring things out together, not that this is some sort of interview.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just a straight
listen,
interview.
I got the jazz in the background. We got the musicians in the house, We could have music talk. Do you still hear the music?
Yeah.
Bro, I swear to you, every time anybody talks, it goes away.
Okay. I don't know if I should make it louder then.
You had
Well-
it on the whole time?
Yeah.
I don't hear nothing, dude.
What happens is whenever somebody other than Chris talks, it cuts out. It's cutting out his
Oh.
volume. And it's because of the audio settings that he has as host.
Understood.
Got it. Well, you got to fix that, Chris.
Listen, I've been trying to fix the audio all day today. These fake cables, virtual cables, sound sources. It's ridiculous, guys.
Well, I'm liking the tunes in the background.
All right, hell yeah. So,
All right,
welcome.
so I just wanted to mention that I loved yesterday's guests. Michael had the most riveting minute on TV. For real. I was just so it's all the tension between Russia and Ukraine. It's just I loved hearing an expert tell me, what was happening and just catching me up. You know what I'm saying? But it was very intense. So thank you, Michael, all the way from Miami, Florida, for that insight.
I think he's not in Miami, but okay.
Where's he at?
Up here.
Let's talk about Michael. Oh, okay. Well.
Hey, if I'm being honest, I know that there's tension, but do you think any of you guys could elaborate a little more? I've been a shell for quite some time.
Well, you have to watch the podcast.
No,
You gotta
I
watch the
saw
show.
that. I saw that minute, but you never answered the question.
I did. I said I didn't care about it.
Okay.
Well, in that moment, I didn't care about it.
And now though.
And now,
I
yeah.
feel now.
During the last episode, I was coming off of like a 12 and a half, 13-hour workday. I was just,
can
ready
you tell
to
us,
get started.
Can you tell us about the situation in the Ukraine today? Have you read about that? I haven't. This isn't a news
I haven't
show.
either.
No, please tell me about Eastern Europe.
I can't really elaborate on it. But no, there's more tension in there. There's more tension. Look it up. I don't know, dude.
I'm gonna have to.
I thought we're putting out good information on this show.
We did this yesterday, or the last episode,
Oh
Can't
my
say
God.
yesterday. That doesn't sound good.
I feel that.
Why not?
It breaks the fourth wall. You don't know when they're gonna release them.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, but I've heard podcasts. Some podcasts they like record all like 3 episodes in a day. Like Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura.
Yeah, too bad.
They do it in a day, like 3 or 4 episodes, and then he flies back to LA. So why not? Let's get all
Sure.
20 done tonight, guys. All 20, all right? Just in a row.
We could.
No. Chris, just keep it on all 4 of us, bro.
All right, all right. I'm just trying to keep up with the conversation. Trying to click. All right.
I can understand if it's like constantly if we're actually saying like a monologue or something. But,
Right.
but
Listen.
it's like-
Well, this is what sucks about the 40-minute limit, because it takes 20 minutes to get going,
That's
to get
fair.
going,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm.
So yesterday, me and Chris lollygagged for 40 minutes, and
Oh,
then
nice.
the last 15 minutes we were like, "Oh, we're in it," and then it was like time limit expiring, and then it was like, "Oh, we gotta start."
Yeah, we got out and got back in.
Yeah, we had to do that.
Yep.
So anyway, Jose, thanks for joining us today on the podcast. Would you, I see your jacket down there. Do you mind explaining what's going on in that jacket?
Yeah, the frogs are fucking. They're having sex because they drank the wrong water supply, and they were infected.
Wonderful.
No, but that's the gag, anyways. Have you heard of Big Money Salvia at all?
No.
He's a fellow podcaster and YouTuber, and he released some merch, and it's just like it's a double entendre because it's rainbow, but it's also the conspiracy. So I love that juxtaposition.
I love it. It's good. I like it a lot.
And it's like a litmus test, right? Because then you can see which side someone approaches you. Because they're like I've had a time where a guy looks at me in the bar, he's like, "Hey, do you know there's frogs fucking on your shirt?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude." But then there's also the person that sees it immediately and just thinks they fried. And so a lot of people hit on me because of the frog shirt too.
I honestly thought it was a Puerto Rico shirt just because I thought it was coquis, like from Puerto Rico, the national frog. Or the
Could you
national
do that,
animal
by the
out
way?
there.
That whistle?
What's
Because
that?
I've never been able to do it.
I can't either, man.
Okay.
I can't either. No. Well, I probably could, but it'd be too loud through this fucking mic. And,
Try it.
And it's also 11 o'clock over here.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, the frogs never care in Puerto Rico. They wake you up when they want to.
Yeah, but I feel like the Nebraskans out here might care. Dude, what is this fucking Puerto Rican over here doing?
How many Puerto Ricans have
Okay.
you met since you've been out there? I'm just curious.
None. Zero. Literally zero. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Just a
Not
lot of
No.
Asian people, apparently.
Well, not a lot of Asian people, but there are Asian people out here. It's mostly white people, obviously.
A surprising amount.
And so, bro, for sure. More than I've seen in Florida. More than I saw in Florida, bro.
Yeah,
More
there
than
are,
Disney?
More than Disney.
there are a lot
Yeah.
there, But they're tourists.
I mean, there are a lot. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
but they don't live there. Probably they're visiting. I think I can't really imagine
Yeah,
why
what the heck?
anybody would be
We're gonna
visiting
get canceled,
Omaha.
guys.
Wait, why? We can't talk about Asians. Like,
I don't know.
What's happening?
I have no idea.
I mean,
But that's how you get noticed, dude. They're gonna be like the whole podcast
Wow.
anti-Asian.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. In this podcast, we support the CCP.
What?
the CCP is
And, yes, and
He's trying to get more time.
right. Yes, we're trying to get more time. This is a Chinese brand company. They hooked it up before, you know. And maybe they'll give us tickets to LeBron.
to LeBron. Fucking LeBron.
Right?
And
John
what's that
Cena.
guy's? Yes, some John Cena.
Yeah, I
there.
can't wait to see that. The Peacemaker.
That's a real movie.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be a show.
No,
on
it's a
HBO
show.
Max. Yeah.
I'm hoping John Cena does the voiceover in the Chinese dub because he spoke Chinese incredible, bro. He spoke Chinese incredible, bro. He's got to do the voiceover.
Dang. I never heard of this. Should we look up the trailer? Is that what we do on podcasts?
Dude, I mean,
Bro,
we
it's
can,
pretty sick.
sure. Yeah. It's what is that? The Justice League. It's the Justice League. He was a part of it.
All right.
And
So
so right now he's gonna have a show. No?
The
Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Suicide Squad.
so what the heck is the
yeah.
name of this show?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I love how Chris has confetti that just rains down every once in a while.
everybody.
Confetti.
It's like celebration.
Wait a minute. What the heck is this?
And now he's got some smoke.
Yeah.
But the pre. Oh yeah.
This is the show?
There it is.
Yeah, it
it's
came
John
out
Cena,
today
bro.
actually, coincidentally.
What the heck?
Oh, you got to turn off your music
Right,
now.
kids, and that's how I defeated one of the world's most dangerous villains with only my 2 fists. My Desert Eagle and 2 rocket launchers. Eat peace, motherfuckers! Any questions?
Have you met Wonder Woman?
What the heck?
She did spend an entire party IFing me from across the room.
Sick.
Dude, I said effing. Hey! All right!
Peacemaker. I was
Yo,
hesitant
what
to
the
bring you
heck?
onto this team, but right now the world needs a son of a bitch. And you're the
Whoa.
only one I got.
This is a kid's
No,
show?
you don't have to call me Peacemaker. You can call me Chris.
Just because
Hey,
you're
that's
handsome
my name.
doesn't mean you're not a piece of shit.
Think I'm
Hey.
handsome?
Oh my God.
Okay.
This task force doesn't officially exist.
You want to do this job? You can't balk ever.
Listen, I can help. I'm stellar with weapons in combat.
Oh, shit.
Yo, how come we're not doing this shit in real life?
I already killed him.
Right.
Fucking game day, bitches!
Aren't you guys being a little nonchalant about all this?
Are you insinuating there is a wrong time and a right time to rock? Fuck yeah!
You don't understand what we're up against.
We need every hand on deck.
Is that an eagle?
All right.
That's not
What in the fuck? Is that a fucking eagle?
What's wrong
That's
such a good answer.
Dude, we're saving the world. It's everything we've ever wanted.
Shit.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck yeah!
Tell me what you know.
I'm telling you shit.
How do you like that?
I like it. I like it a lot. I don't give a fuck.
What?
Give it all you got. Hey, don't worry. I'm not giving this guy anything.
Maybe you could just give him a little.
Hey, Sweet Cheeks, you take my order?
All right.
She had terrific cheeks. It's a compliment. Sweet Cheeks is your butt. No, it's not.
It is. It's like calling
Dude,
somebody,
how
I don't
long
know,
is this
sugar
trailer?
tits.
Totally inappropriate. Tits
Yeah,
are way
dude,
too
I
big
didn't think it was
for
that
sugar tits.
long.
Sugar tits are like smaller, perkier tits, like yours.
This is like the director's
Technically, I
cut
think we have
trailer.
sugar tits too, but somehow that also feels inappropriate.
Oh, so the cursing and the killing and stuff. Yeah, that's a kid's show, man.
This is
Could you believe what they're showing the youth of our next generation, bro? It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited to be honest.
That's-
Oh, shit.
You know?
Shameless was pretty shameless. What more? Come on, really?
Well, I kind of forgot who John Cena was. I was imagining the old coach guy that became an actor, the old football coach. You guys know what I'm talking about? He's something Cena.
No.
Football coach.
I don't know. Maybe if I saw his face.
Yeah, that's who I was imagining, and then John Cena popped up, and I'm like, oh, that guy, yeah. It's kind of cool to see him in like a funny, silly, role.
Do you know he's
Instead of
branching
trying
out,
to do
man?
something serious. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I was like, all right, that's cool. Like, I think that's good for his character.
Did you guys see
You know?
Don't Look Up yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Mag introduced me to that movie. I was
I enjoyed it.
so upset watching it. But after I realized, you know what? It's a beautiful piece of artistic expression and whatever. Maybe it is
Why were
kind
you
of funny.
upset?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was just, it hit too close to home. You know, it was like,
I
gosh
feel
darn
that.
it, this is what's really happening. Oh my gosh. People really
That was the
would.
point, and I feel like everybody felt that way when they watched it. But for some reason, that's what the world is so like. You know, everybody was like, "Oh, this is what's really happening. Idiots are watching all this stuff," and then it's like, "But who are the idiots? All of us, right? I guess."
Exactly. Yep. That's the irony of the whole thing, because it's not like there was a big tirade afterwards saying like, "Why are we like this?" It's just another film.
Well, we all think that we're Leonardo DiCaprio. We all think that we're the super smart guy that is has it all figured out, and everybody else is an idiot. But if we all were, we wouldn't be in this situation, right? I don't know.
I like how they turned them into a sex symbol like they did with Dr. Fauci. Like, even Dr. Fauci went that route. Like,
No way, is he?
A sex symbol.
Well, that news lady was banging him. He was on, like, all the magazines,
Sure,
like, in the,
but I
in
mean,
the
no,
montage.
but I'm talking about Dr. Fauci.
Oh, Dr.
Wait,
Fauci.
a news lady was banging the...
in the
Oh,
movie.
for a second I thought you were talking about Dr. Fauci.
Oh,
I was
no,
like, wait,
no,
I
no.
didn't hear about that scandal.
I don't know about that, but, like, didn't they make him, like, the sexiest man or something like that?
Well, yeah, but I think he was more so showing the corruption of media, right? Like, he's a very a scientist, or depicted as a scientist with a lot of integrity, but because he was exposed to quote unquote Hollywood, he threw that shit away to fuck the hot blonde and like his family and everything. And even when he was like, faced with the choice of picking his wife or the blonde, he
Oh my gosh.
he didn't think twice about the brunette, you know what I mean? Which is fucked up, but kind of realistic when you're that deep into the, Hollywood thing.
I mean, he knew the world was ending. He saw Earth's like leadership say, "Fuck it, we're gonna try and mine this thing." You know what I mean? So I mean, if you're in that, absolutely, you're gonna fucking do whatever you want.
I thought it was so funny
And
when
then right at the end, he gets conscience.
I thought it was hilarious when that chick went back to her house and she saw her parents, and her parents were like, "We support the jobs the mining's gonna bring." So something like that. I was like, it was just hilarious to think.
You don't think that's the direction we're really going? That these people are going to space to try to find, like, minerals and resources, or capitalize on space before we even have a chance to get out there, and just keep the same thing going, but on a galactic level? That's what The Expanse is about. You know what I mean?
That was also a good show,
Awesome.
and I would imagine we would do that as humans. But hopefully, we can get over those kinds of competitive type urges and killing each other, things like that. Maybe that's what we need to do.
I mean,
first.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen, bro.
I don't know. Who knows?
Well, there's no killing in the metaverse, and I think that's why I'm really considering it.
Dope. Yeah, switching straight over. Plugging in.
Yeah, hey, this show's gonna exist on the metaverse. And folks, if you're watching the show in the future, don't forget to go to our store, buy our NFTs, buy our coins, just do all that stuff. Go to our Patreon. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, whatever, all that stuff. And if you're watching this now, after we just made it, hey, thank you for watching. You're a super fan. Yeah, done with the sponsor break.
I like that.
Yeah, I do
I like
too.
that.
It's very wholesome. It's like, it's good.
All right, great. Awesome. Now go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not Bill Burr.
That line's taken, yeah.
Yeah, that one's taken. So, the jazz is still going. Well, what do you guys want to talk about on this aimless podcast?
Well, so here's the thing. I'm grateful that Jose decided to join us on the podcast. I think our viewers, our subscribers, our Patreon donators, they all know about us. They've listened to us ramble, but we don't really know who Jose is, you know? We kind of talked this up, but now that he's here on the podcast, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Jose? Where are you? How are you linked to the house? This is the house podcast, after all. Where does your connection stem from?
We've been homies for a long time now, since, Longwood. And if people don't know where that's like a little suburb in Florida. And so, yeah, I would come over every day like I lived there. But I had to end of the deal because I didn't have to pay rent. But like, you guys always graciously accepted me and let me come over and through. We had a good time. And but then further, so a lot of us in here are musicians. All of us are artists, and that's our common linking ground. And I know we've like linked up that way and kept the relationship that way. And my part in that is I'm a singer, man. I've always tried to express myself with my voice, and I've been doing that forever. That's how I met Brian. That's how I met Mag, and inevitably Chris, because he was roomies with them at the time. And I've been doing that to a certain degree. That's why I'm in Wisconsin now. But then I had this mental breakdown in grad school, so I stopped. I didn't have a mental breakdown, but I did only do 1 year. And since then, it's been almost like a journey of self-discovery. It's been a humbling experience. I've worked jobs that I never thought I'd work, but I found different sides of myself I never thought I'd meet either. You know what I mean? And so now I'm coming full circle to where I'm trying to implement my life experiences, implement things that I've learned with my craft, and figure that out. Just like, I guess, all of us trying to produce something creative to give to the world. So, I mean, that's a quick synopsis. Is that enough?
No, that was great.
That's so beautiful. That's so authentic.
That was amazing.
Yo, so I just want to put a house vote up real quick to change the podcast name to the Jose Podcast featuring the house.
What the heck?
So real quick, I just wanted to jump back on that. Some would say that you're not just a singer, that you're maybe just a vocalist. I don't know the correct terminology for that, because you do more than singing, right? I heard that you got more into, maybe spoken word, maybe rapping, maybe things like that. And is that correct? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with the genre of hip-hop. I always been. I felt like as a minority in America, it's just something you're kind of forced to gravitate to, or at least introduced to. But I stuck to it like gum to a shoe. And because I think there's something beautiful about lyricism and what people spit. They're like modern day disciples of whatever that they decided to put their mind to. And there's something profound about being able to give a message that people follow and nod their head to. And so because of all that, I mean, I listen to mad rap more than anything else. Even though I sing classically and sometimes I sing in church, I listen to KRS-One to Ransom. And just yeah. I can freestyle a little bit, but I'm no Harry Mack or anything like that.
Right. So for the viewers, we know Jose as a beautiful opera singer. I remember certain circumstances in college. We went to college together where he made me come to tears because of how beautifully he was expressing the message. Right. He's singing in Italian or some shit, and I don't even know what he's singing, but it's so sad that I'm start tearing up. Right. And then now you're doing rapping and things like that. How is that all connected? Because you're still using your voice, you're still using your body as your musical instrument. Is there any ways that you pulled from the things that you learned as a opera singer to, is it the same instrument or is it a different instrument? Is there ways that you were able to connect the two?
I'll have to coin a phrase from I remember in SSC, her name was Diana Campbell. She would say many styles, one technique. And that could even be transferred to rapping. Because there's airflow and air management. So if it comes to technically, sure, that could be transferred in that way to being able to actually phonate. Like Eminem does diction exercises. There's a reason that he can spit so much out of his mouth But like I would say the closer correlation is text painting. You know, like you could feel the aggression in a lot of these raps. And even now with melodic rap, you could feel the blues or whatever they're trying to display, like the mood. And the text painting is what really gives the vibes. And at the end of the day, it's the vibes, like metaphorically and literally, that you're looking for when it comes to music in general. So I think it's just that. If anything, I sing art song and opera more with a lot more attention to detail because of the emotions that were brought out of me from listening to different raps. You know what I mean? And so I feel like it's important that you're able to go back and forth and find the meaning in all of it so that you can actually make your own style. And like, you know, I don't know if that made sense. A little disjunct, but are you following me?
Yeah. That's good.
But yeah. But how about you guys, right? You guys cross genre. I'm not the only one here that experiments and goes into many things. I'm not the only one in here. Actually, you're performing a lot more than me. So what's that experience like in Central Florida, unless you've already talked in episode 4 about that?
Well, I think the way that I can connect on that is a lot more simple because it's all musically derived. Yeah. So, you know, my experience with music is I'm a guitar player, right? Pretty much everything that I do is comes from that. So just the guitar itself, there's a lot of different genres. So even though it's one instrument, a lot of times the way that it functions, Matt could probably relate because a lot of a clarinetist or something like that is going to have to play clarinet, saxophone, flute, things like that. With guitar, even though it's just guitar, the style or like stylistically is very different. So it's almost like a different instrument. Playing rock guitar is like completely different than playing jazz or playing in a duo is completely different than playing in a band. Like what you're playing and how you're playing it, you're approaching it differently. And then further than that, teaching. I teach guitar, ukulele, bass, piano, drums, violin, different things. My brain still stems from guitar, but I've been able to use everything that I learned and the way that I approach music to branch out into different things and work with different people and help them come closer to their goals, you know? Further than that, I'm trying to do it in a nutshell because this episode's not about me, right? We're going to get to everybody. Everybody's going to take their turn. So, more interestingly though, like piano, when I teach piano, I'm not a piano teacher as in that I learned piano and spent a lot of time on that instrument learning from a piano maestro or something. I take everything that I learned from guitar and I apply it to piano. And that has good reviews and bad reviews. The better of a piano player you are, the better reviews I get because my approach to the instrument is completely different. And so a lot of times, like I had this kid who's been taking piano lessons for years and years, and I say, oh, what if you tried going from this chord to this chord to this chord? And he said, well, you know, this guy that has played piano for 30 years, he never showed me those. And I'm like, oh, is that a bad thing? I don't really know, you know? And then he's like, no, like those chords are so awesome. Why didn't you show me those? And they're not like piano specific, you know? It's outside of the box, but it's because I'm approaching piano through guitar. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You're showing him different voicings, and he's like, it's opening his mind up to like what the possibilities are outside of his formal training. That's dope.
Yeah. So my last thing I want to bring up, because I think you might like this, Jose. I didn't even think about this till just now. I think you'll be excited about it. I decided I wanted to be a singer, right? I'm not doing well at it. I was taking lessons for a little bit, and when I was taking lessons, I was practicing every day, and I was actually doing pretty good, right? And then my voice teacher moved away, and then that was that, right? When you take lessons, you're more accountable. You're like, I got to do the thing that I'm supposed to do. Well, in the midst of that, in December, I got a gig singing.
Dope, dude.
Yeah, I got like a gig, and it was like $250 to sing. I think it was 5 songs.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was like $50 a song, And yeah, that was pretty cool, right? You know?
So we
Yeah.
should.
What did you cover?
I didn't cover anything. It was in a choir. It was in a choir.
Oh, okay.
But still, you know, it's not like I was on the leads.
We should have like
No, but that's dope.
a freestyle
Yeah, no,
rap
awesome.
session and a singing session
So
coming soon after the commercial break.
I had never been in a choir before, and I was tripping. And so I was asking my girlfriend about it. She's one of those people that, like, if she doesn't understand something, it must be confusing. But if she understands it, that's it. Like, it makes sense. It's like, why don't you get it, stupid? Like, if it makes sense to her, it's just like, duh, you know? And it's like, so I was probably asking the stupidest questions, but it's like, all right, I'm going to choir. Like, do I have to make my own book? Can I bring my iPad? Like, you know, I was very confused because when I see choirs, they all have black books. It's like, do they provide the black book? Do I have to buy a black book? Like, is that even a thing? Can I just bring my iPad? And she's just like, what the, like, what's wrong with, you know, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I've never even sang in a choir, you know, and trying to figure out that whole experience. It was very fun though, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. I wasn't relying on anybody, and I was surprised. The first rehearsal was an instrumental rehearsal, and it turned out it was me. The tenor was singing. There was one guy. He was a tenor, but he was singing the lead line, and then I just happened to be there. So the whole choir wasn't there, and that was the first day I saw the charts. And, you know, I was supposed to sing, whatever, and I was very timid about it, but I was killing it. My sight singing was, like, in there. You know, I was like, all right, if I could do this right now, then I can sing out. And then, sorry, 10 more seconds, whatever. I didn't know how choirs are, like, placed, and, like, there's a lot of confusing stuff that's probably, you know, easy to you guys, but that was, like, I was like, all right, who's going to be standing next to me? How does this even work, you know, whatever. And I learned...
I think that goes by, like, director to director, because sometimes it's all, like, every you know, soprano on this side, and then tenors near them, and then, you know, baritones, and then whatever, so on and so forth, altos. But sometimes, like, they like to mix them up, you know, especially depending on the songs and, like, what's needed for the song.
We were in our sections, but I didn't know if it was, like, if there was, like, a standard, like, basses are at this spot, and tenors are, like, if I could look at the choir and just know who's what. But the guy next to me, so I was very frustrated, because the guy next to me, he, like, I'm reading the part, and then he would sing a different note, and I'm like, holy fuck. And he was, like, good. He even had solos and stuff, right? And I was like, holy fuck, he's singing a wrong note, but I thought I was singing the right note. And I was, like, very confused, but I would just hold out my notes. And I couldn't really hear. Basses seemed to get, like, washed out. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
No, it does, dude. Yeah, because a lot of times, especially, like, a lot of vocalists, they don't take the preparation as seriously as they should, you know? Like, you know, because singing is something you can just pick up, right? I do, trust me, I get it. It took me a lot longer to assimilate to being prepared. And, but yeah, because people are astonished
you don't have to worry about finger
spot.
positions or anything.
Right, dude. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier for me to just sing and do a run and sound like bomb than somebody that's picking up their instrument and taking the time. You know what I mean? It's a process. But then you see the deficit that can manifest if you don't take yourself seriously earlier on, and that's an example of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so basses, I feel like get washed out in the choir, because I could hear the soprano and altos perfectly. And then I can, you know, my ear's pretty good. I can pick up the tenors. The basses, I'm sure, like, out there it was easy, but, like, being in the choir, it was very hard to hear those lower voices. The guy next to me, he was a bass, and he's singing different notes than I am. But I was like, I want to sing my notes loud and proud, because I'm pretty sure I'm singing the right note, and I'm getting paid already, so whatever, you know? Turned out, I talked to Hannah about it, because I was like, you know what? I was getting confused. He was, like, going up and down, and she was like, yeah, he was probably singing, like, he joined the tenors, because it's easier here, so if you're not, like, if you don't really know your notes, you can just, you know, it's easier to follow a line. And she's like, a lot of times, like, if the choir, if it's alto 1 and alto 2, sometimes you end up, like, singing the different line just because you can follow. I shouldn't have said her name.
You're saying, well, he can block it out, but you're saying,
No,
like,
I can't.
because it's more comfortable for them. Because you're saying,
Fuck it, we're going live.
in that range.
Or just because it's more easily heard. Or like whatever. Yeah, it's just like...
Sure.
Because I could have just sang along. I could have matched one of the pitches that I'm hearing. But I'm trying to read the shit that I sat here and practice. Dude, I was so nervous. I knew I was in a choir, and she made it seem like it's not a big deal. You're in a choir. There's 100 people in the choir. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I want to know it. Like, this is my one-time shot. Like, who knows if I'll ever do that again. I want to be there and, like, know my part and really do the best that I can. It doesn't matter. It's not about the money. It's about, like, killing it, you know? I wanted to walk away knowing I killed it. And I feel like it did a pretty good job, you know? But that guy was throwing me off because he starts singing the tenor lines, and I'm like, wait a second, no, the note went down there, and now I'm, like, getting nervous, and it turned out, yeah. It's so much easier to hear the tenor line than the bass line.
What do you mean?
You play lead guitar. He plays lead guitar, so he probably, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, I mean, you don't play a lot of bass lines normally, right? So your ear is probably trained for that.
No, I mean, I was singing the bass line. This guy next to me...
No, but you just said that it's hard to hear the bass line.
Yeah, because I feel like when you're singing this way and you're all standing in a group, I feel like just because the lower frequencies are harder to hear.
There's definitely more overtones with higher frequencies. Like they definitely pick up more in the overtone series. But like that's what the director is there for. He's supposed to try to balance it as much as possible because you need a foundation so that the chords lock better. I'm not saying it was shitty if that wasn't the case, but that's a lot of times like you hope people are as prepared as you were for that rehearsal so that you could play with blends and you could.
That was the show. I never had a rehearsal with the choir.
Oh, really? So you're singing
really?
the middle, this guy's singing the tenor part.
Yeah. I never had a rehearsal. We're on the show, and the guy next to me is singing different notes than me, and I'm like, oh, like, am I messing up? Like, you know, yeah. And I don't know if this is true, and then I'm done talking about.
Yo.
Hello, welcome back.
Oh, thanks. Are we recording still?
Yeah, we are.
Well, so Jose said his phone's about to die. So he's not jumped back on. But he did say that tomorrow he's off, so he's down to do it again tomorrow.
That's okay. I mean, I guess as a first podcast, maybe these aren't that exciting. We're like, is Brian back? Where's our other host? You know,
Well, you know, I think we need to figure out because Brian's doing a great job as far as like trying to get conversational on. I will say because I know I told Jose it was just going to be like conversation, but he was like, yeah, I'm not trying to get interviewed or anything. And then it turned into a straight interview for 40 minutes straight.
Oh my gosh.
So as far as like we should definitely like get together like at least some topics, maybe a topic each, you feel me? So we can try and kill them like 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. You feel me?
I get what you're saying. Okay.
Are you down for that?
Yeah, I'm down for topics, but the thing is, Brian over here, our other creative host, is completely against topics. Brian.
Well, okay, sure, whatever. If you don't want topics, that's fine. But what's good, Brian? I was
That's
just
good.
saying. I was just saying that that you were doing a great job as far as the leading the podcast along. If you feel me. Um, yeah, awesome job, seriously. But I was telling him that it was funny because Jose was like, "Yeah, I'm not trying to get like interviewed or anything," and then it became an interview for like 40 minutes. But I mean, but granted, because I feel like I mean, I didn't come prepared with any sort of topic, I guess, and neither did Chris. So that's why I was saying maybe we should bring, we should have topics, at least a topic in mind per person. You feel me?
So the first 20, 30 minutes, I feel like it kind of started that way. It started floating. I was trying to take it in a direction.
No, I know, which is why I'm saying it was great.
And
That was
since
awesome.
Jose is not going to be there on every podcast,
Which, by the way, he is going to be there tomorrow.
all right, is he going to jump back on? Can we just?
His phone's dead.
Oh,
Yeah, he was like,
so
"Yo,
we
my
left on
phone's
a
about to die
cliffhanger.
right now." Yeah,
Damn, we got left on a cliffhanger. All right.
So we booked. We almost booked our buddy Gene. We just have to get him between the times of 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. Well, we can work that out. We can always work that out.
I didn't want to
Alright,
make it an interview, but like more a conversational tone, right?
Of course, I know. I get what you're saying. Well, no, I mean, but we were also. It also started out as an interview, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. Well, I feel like who are you and why are you here? That's why I said that on the WhatsApp. Like why? Like of course he's our buddy, but like why is he our buddy? What?
Yeah.
And he did a great job at answering it, so like that was great.
I guess if people really care about the lore.
Which I'm 100% down for. I'm 100% down for the Jose podcasts featuring the house. Like I'm down for it. He's got a personality for it.
I was trying to talk about the choir thing because I was hoping he would give more experience about that.
I mean, your experience in that choir. I mean, granted, it was the fact that that it was kind of weird that you guys didn't have a rehearsal or anything. You just went straight to.
Oh, they did. I didn't.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
I went in there as a pro, and I practiced my ass off. But I'm not a choir person. It was my first time. But I knew my parts. I sang my fucking parts, Mag. I fucking knew them. I sang them. I did it.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome for sure. Like, and that's 100% like he said. That's more than most people in that choir did.
That's why I like that he was singing that.
Yeah, they probably literally looked at it that day or the day before. Like, usually, most singers don't look at it at the sheet music until not the performance, until the rehearsal. Like in rehearsal, they're just sight reading it. That's 100%, and that's just most musicians, I guess, now in general. But in like the orchestra setting, and then also in the choral setting. So I mean, if you held your own on fucking stage, dope, man. I mean, if it sounded good to if it sounded good to you and you felt confident in your performance, then it was a win.
Because the guy next to me, like, he had solo singing parts and stuff like that. And, like, he was very good. And he was singing, like, bassline stuff. And I was like, wow, this guy's really good. So it was very confusing the first half of the show when he's singing different notes. And then, but when I brought that up to Hannah, she was just like, yeah, dude, if there's two alto parts, like, sometimes you just find the line. Yeah.
Yeah. So on your sheet music, sorry, Chris, I know we're kind of hijacking it into like a music podcast here, but like on your sheet music, did you have, was it all the parts on there or was it just your part?
All the parts.
It was all the parts? Was there a baritone part maybe?
Sometimes, but no, he was definitely singing the tenor line. Definitely.
Gotcha. And it had his solos on there too, because sometimes on like solo sheets it has like a whole different piece.
I mean by that he had solos, I don't mean like with the choir. I mean that like there was ensemble pieces.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. I thought you meant within the songs of the choir.
No, without the choir, like it was like a cappella, like a 4-part harmony, maybe 5-part. I don't remember. Where he was the bass, and so he was like, you know, and he's killing it. So it's like you could tell he practiced shit out of that. And then when it came to Drummer Boy or whatever, he didn't care, you know. And it seems like in most choirs, I just from hearing about it, not that I know anything about being a choir, but it seems like a lot of times there's a lacking of bass people in general. Like there's usually a lot more tenors, altos, and sopranos. There's a lot more women in choirs than men, and then there's a lot more tenors. I always thought, like growing up and like just, you know, singing, because my speaking voice is very high, you were the first person to tell me, oh, you can sing really deeply. Do you remember that?
No, but I'm sure I said it, yeah.
It was like, yeah, it was me and you. It was like a drunken night, and you were just like, all right, let's figure out your range. We were going to do it. Me, you, and Gene were going to sing something together. We were going to sing Happy.
Okay, yeah. Oh, shit, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I had never done that before, but you were like, we're going to figure out what part you are and what part Gene is and me. Yeah. I was pretty sure I was like the highest speaking one or whatever, because I have a high speaking voice. And then you were like, oh shit, you sing really low. You got the bass part. And I was like, what? Gene's speaking voice is way lower than mine. What? You know, whatever. But then when I did vocal lessons, I don't remember, like, it's written down somewhere, but, like,
how low
I was, like, in the second octave, you know? I was, like, going really low.
Like a G, an F?
Dude, I don't remember, but it was to the point that they were like, oh, wow, that's really good. You should work on this register, because this is going to be your money notes right here. Like, this is your thing, you know? They're like, guys don't do this, so you should, yeah. But then, and I'm not trying to like, maybe they were trying to make me happy or something, but they were very impressed by my range, because we did my whole head voice, and they took notes from my not head voice, but like regular voice.
Like chest, yeah.
Yeah, lowest note, highest note, and then they did my falsetto. And they're like, you could do almost 4 octaves between your falsetto and your... Yeah, it was like, you have a huge range, you just need to work on it. They're like, you don't have to work on your range, you got to work on polishing it.
Yeah, because like, it like going from head voice to falsetto or head voice down to whatever the low range is called, you gotta smooth that out. It's not naturally smooth, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like sometimes you can hear the break between each note, and yeah, so
absolutely,
yeah, that's what you got to work on. Yeah.
So I got to work on that, but just like my lower register, I could hit all those notes, but it's not like beautiful.
I mean, dope, dude. I mean that's cool, man. Because like I can't hit low notes for shit, dude. I can't hit low notes for shit. Man,
I could do them, but like I don't know how to sing like that. And then with the high notes, you see, Hannah, the whole time I've been working with her, she used to say things like, "Oh, you could hit higher notes than I can," and I'm just like, "Dog, what do you sing?"
Well,
and she would say, like, sometimes, like, if I'm feeling silly, like, I'll sing, like, some of the things, especially in rehearsal, I'll sing what she's singing, but I'm singing like this, and I'm not, like, singing well. But she's like, you sing all the notes. Why aren't you the singer? I don't sing well. It's not like, you know what I mean? So, like, coming from singers, I used to, like, I understand now. Because I don't sing good.
You need to work on technique.
Yeah, I don't sing well. But, like, I got the notes there. And, like, I could do the really high stuff and the really low stuff. Really high with the falsetto. And I used to always take that and just brush it away, like, oh, you're making fun of me, kind of thing. Until I got with a voice teacher, and they're like, oh, wow, that's really good. You're hearing the notes, you have the notes, you have to work on the technique part.
The tone, yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you sing really high falsetto...
yeah. Well, are you actually planning, I know you had mentioned that you wanted to be a singer, but was that just, like, jokingly, or are you seriously trying to pursue this? Like, obviously, as a guitarist, like sing while you're playing.
When I had a voice teacher, I was practicing every day. Like calling them and saying, "Hey, sorry to bother you, but I was practicing that thing that you told me," and like talking about like silly things. Like with guitar teachers, you're not going to be like, "Hey, I like my finger this or my finger that." No, you're just going to figure it out, you know. But like with voice, it's like I'll feel a thing here, and I'm like, is that good or is that bad? Should I? It's not a pain. I just feel this point, you know. And they're like, just practice, you know. Show up to the next level. I was really in it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like you know, callousing up your fingers. You got when you sing, it starts to get raw. You know what I mean? You start to you get wear and tear in there. So you got to practice that too. You got to build that muscle. So to make it, you know, obviously flow easier instead of strain.
That, but also like vocalists always talk about placement. So I really try to focus on that, and I'm like, to me that's so abstract, you know? It's so abstract until I start teaching children, and I'm like, all right, play this note, and it seems so easy to me, and then their hands like all like this.
Over here,
Dude, I wish you were in person because like it's so confusing with kids, like, or adults too. Like 12 to 17, easy, but like young kids or adults, it's like an adult student that I had explain to me, "Oh, this just feels so comfortable," and then I was like, "Bingo! Thank you for telling me that. That helps me so much." But they hold it wrong, right? So I just try to get concerned about that because vocalists make that such a big deal. You know?
Wait, what are you saying? That it's comfortable to have it in like an awkward position, or uncomfortable to have it in the regular position?
You've played guitar before, right? At least like a G major chord or
sure,
something?
Yeah.
Okay.
G major. Got it.
Something. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Something.
Yeah,
so, kids.
Yeah, I'm not flicking you off. I just
no, I saw it. I didn't even see it as a flick off. I literally saw the chord. I was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. All right. So when you come to the guitar, your hands come this way, right? Like, it's really. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Okay, that's what I tell my bass students. My bass students, the first week or two, I bring a bass. And then after that, I bring a guitar. And I'm like, what, you want me to play bass with you? Do a bass? When are you going to ever do that? I bring the guitar so I can play with you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Whatever. So anyway, when I come on to the neck, I'm coming straight on. And my, you know, if your first joint is the top one, your second joint, it's mostly a bend in my second joint, you know, closer to my palm of my hand. Here. And I'm coming straight on perpendicular to the neck. It's like a cross XY axis type of thing, right? Okay, so it's like, I like to explain it, it's like a needle just puncturing down, right? So that's the best way that I can explain it, and kids usually understand what I'm saying. But a lot of times parents have questions about the rest of their body. I can't teach a kid that because they just don't understand. I can move their elbow and do all this stuff, and then I'm like, all right, play the note, and they go right back to it. So what a lot of kids and adults do, you know, if they're in their 30s or 40s, if you're going to play a fretted note, you attack it this way. I don't know how clear this is going to be, right? You're coming straight on. Your hand is straight with the neck, right?
The frets,
it's coming this way, right? The palm. So the finger is attacking this way. Kids like to go like this. I don't know why, but they bring their elbow really close to their body and they want to attack it with their finger going this way. So let's say there's some little like tune that we're going to do that it's like this thing, right? My hand's straight on, right? They end up going like this. So when they try to bring their pinky, do you see how far away that is? They end up, it's very hard because now I have no strength in my pinky. This way I have strength. So that's what happens with children. Adults and some kids do, which an adult brought up to my attention, is it feels so comfortable. like the neck of the guitar feels like it's perfect for the palm of the hand. It feels so nice to hold a guitar this way. Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's like you just want to like this part of your palm, just boom. That feels very nice. I feel comforted right now doing that, you know? So now, since the first time that they picked up a guitar, they grabbed their guitar like this, they think that's the way that they're going to play it. So they try to play like this. That's so hard. I'm not even able to do that. But there's no way for me to tell them, as much as I want to tell them to move their hand down, this is what's comforting, you know? So it's like to try to say, this is how you hold it, they just don't understand. Because they're trying, they start here, instead of being like, okay, I see what you're saying, I'm going to start here. They say, I got to start here. Even if I told them 1,000 times, they're like, okay, they start here, and then they try to work into that position. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
It's the most frustrating, confusing thing.
That's interesting. Yeah, I never. You don't have to worry about that on like clarinet or saxophone, I guess. I mean, yeah, there's like finger placements as far as, you know, some people try and play with their fingers straight, which is, I don't know how anybody does that. I had a friend who you know, he was like double jointed, you know what I mean, and his like fingers would bend, and I'm like, how are you covering up the fucking holes on the saxophone? But yeah, so you got to play with your fingers more at like this. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. I'm guessing is what you're saying, right? As far as how you have to have your fingers on there. Well, I think maybe the best way to explain to them would be like right now it's comfortable, but if you constantly practice and you get to the harder, more technical parts, you're not going to be able to. Yeah, you're not going to be able to at that weird angle that you guys are doing. You know, like you're training yourself now to make that stuff easier later on.
Yes, and what people try to tell me is like, oh, well, this is what's easiest, so can I just do this? Kids or adults. 12 to 17, they just listen. They're like, all right. Freaking adults or kids, they're just like, no, but this is what works for me. And it's like, no, dude.
I feel like most adults too, they're just expecting it to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm a guitarist now. I'm going to be able to do this shit. Give me a month and I'll be shredding like Van Halen, you feel me? So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just...
Well, so that's why it completely...
All I want to say is, fuck y'all.
That's why...
Let's ask Chris how
what page he's on? Yeah, good idea. What page are you on, Chris?
Listen, I haven't practiced for 2 days, but what I would like to say is that the way how you were showing your hand placement, that's exactly me. I was holding it the comfortable way, which is very uncomfortable to play, and you just showed me that life hack. Now I'm like, wow, you're right. That's how I could reach the things. The books doesn't illustrate it that way, and the YouTube videos, they also do not tell you exactly how to place your hand. But that was good. That's gonna be a good lesson, guys. Go, if you're watching this 2 years later from now, go to his page. I don't know where the links are gonna be, but subscribe, take some lessons. Brian, tell us your future website where people can find lessons.
All right, go on Google. Open up 3 different browsers. Type in briangmusic.com, type in briangeorgemusic.com, and then, if both those work, because they will, try just briangeorge.com. And if that works, then the first person to do that gets a prize, because I want that website. I'm trying to get it so hard.
Brian George.
Yeah, dude. It looks like it's taken by someone else already.
Yeah, dude, I tried. He wants a lot of money for that website. It's the actor guy. Yeah, he's an actor, but he's not really like prominent. So he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll give it to you for $15,000. I'm like, come on, bro.
Holy shit, fuck that. Keep it.
Don't worry, we'll get it one of these
No,
days.
I want it. Eventually, I want $15,000 and be like, all right, give me that shit.
Yeah, but by the time that $15,000 is easy for you to spend, they'll be like, well, you know, I mean, you're worth more than that, so let's do it 50 now.
Oh my god.
All right, so my whole video game experience is that, I don't know. Come on, how many Magdiela Sabas are there? Really, you could do a
For
couple
sure,
things.
But how many Brian Georges? Come on, dude.
There's a lot. There is.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
That's
Michael
annoying.
Estrada's, dude.
That's what's annoying. Is like Brian George is already taken. There's already a guy that made his name for it, right? You guys didn't meet Brian Georges in your personal life, but it turns out there's already a Brian George out there that he made it. You know, a millionaire. I want to be him. That sucks. Like I want to be the better Brian George.
He wants to
Listen.
be the one.
Yeah, that's what I was exactly about to say. There could only be
It's
one.
fucking. Yeah, that sucks.
Only be one.
You know what
That
you have
sucks.
to do. You. I don't want to say it and get canceled, but you know what you have to do. You know.
You know what's worse? Brian George. Where do you think he's from?
I don't know.
Miami, Florida.
I
What?
doubt it. That's
Miami.
No,
Florida,
not from Miami,
but-
Florida. That's me.
that's probably such a.
Brian George. Where do you think he's from? You guys already know. You've seen this guy in your life.
Really?
Yeah. He's prominent. Like he actually is prominent. Whatever. Fuck this guy. He won't give me his website. He's
Is he
not
a
that
movie-
prominent.
He's an actor.
Yeah, he's an actor. But he's
I've
not that
seen him in
prominent.
Something. But you
Probably.
just said he's. But you literally just said he's prominent. Like, which one is it?
Like you've seen him. You probably seen him in a movie, but like he's not doing anything anymore. At least that I know of.
Gotcha.
He did a couple movies in the early 2000s, like, you know, turn the torch to the next guy. Let me carry it on. Let me carry on the name. This could be a brotherhood. It doesn't have to be a bloodbath, you know?
The only Brian
So
George
what-
I'm
what-
pulling up is this Israeli-born actor.
That's him.
This guy right
That's
over
the
here.
guy.
Who
Yeah,
is this guy? Can you click on his
That's the
face so
guy.
I can see him?
that's the
His
guy.
face?
So that's why I asked that thing, because you wouldn't expect
Click-
Brian
click
George
that.
to look like that, right?
Click on the IMDb of him. So I can see what
IMDb.
movie. Yes, so I can see him in more movies.
All right.
Oh, the jazz music.
Still there. Setting up the vibe, right?
Yeah.
Brian George.
Brian George. Wait, he's in the Lego movie? Is that what it said? Hold on, go down.
Great
I can't
trailer.
see. No,
Okay.
no, oh no, that's just a trailer. Go down, go down.
See full bio or just keep going down?
No, no. Yeah, we'll just keep going down and it'll show you like the movie. Oh, well, did you click on something?
Yes. Are these
Yeah, go
movies he
back.
was in? Known
Yeah,
for
right there. Known for.
Batman Keeping the
He's in
Faith.
Batman, Keeping the Faith, Ghost World, Transylvania. Is that what that is?
Hotel Transylvania.
Alright. Ah, man, it's so blurry on my screen for some
Oh
reason.
wow. Okay.
He's on The Simpsons.
Well,
I mean,
match
this is
me if you
obviously
can.
the real Brian
2022.
George.
The
Come on,
Simpsons,
dog.
yeah?
Come on. Come on. Fuck that.
He was on The Simpsons, man.
Yeah.
He was on
He was in
Fuck
Mass
this
Effect.
guy. We gotta do
was-
something.
Marvel's Avengers, the video game. Come
Man.
on, dude.
Yeah, sorry. dude.
I am canceling
Kingdom
you
Hearts
guys.
3, Big Bang.
I'm canceling you guys. I'm
Wow.
walking away.
One of
Fuck
the
that.
biggest shows.
Man, God damn it.
Why?
World of Warcraft, SpongeBob SquarePants, dude, man. We're talking to the fake Brian George right now.
Yeah,
He's a
we.
new girl.
Yeah, we need to just get rid of Brian. How do I remove his screen?
Let's talk to the other guy and get him on here.
Yeah, let's get a new host.
We're guys. By next week we're gonna have it'll be the house featuring the real Brian George, and we'll have a fight to the death to see who gets the name.
Wow, a fight to the death. I think he would win. He was in all those action movies. He probably learned a thing or two on how to.
And I mean, probably, but he's also like an older gentleman, so who knows? Maybe
Old man
his body-
strength, bro. Have you ever tried to beat up an old man? Some of them are tough.
no, I've never. But I feel like if you kick out their knee, you're good. You're good.
Oh, my God.
You just gotta take them out by their legs and
Um,
done. Unless they were like pro fucking wrestlers or something.
Listen, kids, don't go out there fighting old people. Don't do that.
I mean,
please.
unless you want to.
No, just never do that.
Yeah, I mean we can't stop them.
You're right. We
Alright.
can't stop you from doing that, but just please respect the elderly. Elder abuse is bad.
All right, I had a moment of reflection. So
What are you
we're canceling
reflecting?
Mag for a second. Chris,
Canceling Mag?
yeah, for a second.
He's an integral member of our show. We're gonna replace you with the other Brian.
Dude, that guy's telling me he's the real Brian George.
Yeah, hold on, look at this guy.
I mean,
Look at that.
Oh, you believe it too? You believe it too?
I mean,
Then fuck you guys. Come on. Who cares?
come on.
He worked on some movies that. Which ones did you watch, Chris?
I've played Far Cry 4. All right, so
All right,
there's
all right,
that.
perfect.
You know,
You ever
Shazam.
watch
I guess I've
SpongeBob?
seen that. Oh, SpongeBob is a classic.
You've seen
All right,
SpongeBob,
great.
Gotcha.
So who's the video production guy here?
Who's the video production guy here?
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Oh wait, am I? Whatever I produce. I
That guy.
feel like the guy moving around the camera and everything. He might be the producer.
Who's
All
that guy?
right. Yeah, the
I
guy
don't
with
know.
the smoking extra
Yeah,
effects.
the smoke.
So,
What?
Chris, why didn't you create anything that I could do voiceover so I'm famous now?
I try to create things, bro. This is the only creative thing you're like, yeah, I'll be a serious part. You know what? As a
All
matter
right,
of
so
fact,
you know what?
should I find
feel like-
the Frenchy food, the first talent?
Yeah,
the
no,
person
I'll
hired
do
you as a talent?
Can we watch that right now?
I wonder if I still got that, like the hot chip talent.
Man, by the way, that guy is upset with you. You guys gotta be friends again.
We are friends. I mean, as friends as we were.
What? How is Frenchie doing? You're not living with him anymore?
No, that guy lives in Tampa.
Oh, he moved, huh?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's just me and Paps, which I understand why Paps is the way that he is. You know, he's just lonely. I
Yeah.
get home and he's like, "Pay attention to me," and I'm like, "I gotta jump on the podcast." Sorry,
Yeah,
dude.
whatever. Get him another cat.
I tried that one time. Didn't work out so well.
I mean, that was years ago, dude.
Yeah, right? No,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think I can get another cat until like no, I can't do it. Can't do it. It's me and Paps for the long haul, man.
Do you let Paps go outside or no?
So I live in an apartment complex, and I'm pretty sure he would be able to find the place, but it's not something that you do in an apartment complex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I do take him for walks. I take him out. He
On a
begs
leash?
me every night. Yeah, I take him out on a leash, and we go walk down to the lake, and he fucks with the ducks and whatever, you know.
Wait, dude, what do people say to you?
They think it's the coolest thing ever.
That's incredible. I'm sure.
I really don't think it's that big of a deal, but people flip the fuck out every time.
Well, people don't walk their cats, dude.
Yeah, that's not very common these days, you know?
But it's not like
I mean,
walking a
ever.
dog. It's like he calls the shots, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes we get down to the bottom of the stairs and he's like, "All right, yeah, this is good." And it's like, "All right," and I sit down at the curb and then we just chill there. Like sometimes it's that, sometimes I'm like, "All right, you want to fucking walk? Let's go." And he listens to me most of the time, but sometimes he's like, "No, I just wanted to come down and sit right here and chill." Like, I don't know, I feel like we have a pretty good communication level. I can tell when he's like whatever. And also if he's just sitting chilling and I'm like, "No, I want to walk to the lake." He's like, "All right, fuck it, whatever." You know?
Are you
I never
afraid-
pull him. You can't really pull with a cat. It's not the same kind of mentality. They'll just be like, "What the fuck?" A dog's like, "Okay, we're going this way." So it's a little different.
Dude, aren't you
It's
afraid
mostly
like a
like-
dog would just come up and snatch him?
Well, so the thing is, that's the problem with the whole thing. I can only walk him late at night when nobody else is out and about.
Well, folks, we only got another 10 minutes left.
I'm not gonna fuck with him when he's like, if there's a dog and starts barking, I don't want to deal with that. I don't even know what would happen, right?
Yeah, the dog would eat him.
But other than that, I mean, it's cool. He asks me every night, so I do let him out that way. Otherwise, I have a back porch. I let him out. I leave it open at night so he can just go in and out as he chooses. The only problem is that he wants me to go out there with him.
You should.
Yeah.
Just hang out.
I do.
Give him a
Mac,
cigarette.
I remember a very predominant memory in my mind is Paps meowing at Mag. Like, Paps already went outside. He's meowing at Mag. And I don't remember when this was, but I do know it was at 135. And Mag was just like, okay, what do you want? Paps is just like, meow, and like walks away a little bit. And Mag follows him. And then Paps walks away a little bit. And he just wanted you followed him all the way around the yard. From the backyard to the front yard. And then he walked all the way to the bushes. And then he sat down. You know, the bushes in the front yard. He's like, this is where we chill at. Because the cat, cat, he's probably like, yo,
real quick.
I'm already doing human shit, so, yo, come check it out. Like, we're in the backyard, we're doing this, we're doing that. Yo, you see these bushes right here? It's got a cabana. We can sit right here, the sun's out of our eyes.
That cat was strangely human. Too human.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a great cat, dude. I do miss like watching his ass, like being outside smoking a bunch of cigarettes and just watching him run up trees and chase fucking squirrels and chase whatever's out there.
How old
I
is
like
he
the
as a
fact
cat?
that he's like 12 years old now, I think.
Not quite that old, but he's don't remind me, but he's getting there.
Dude, why are we even talking about cats on a fucking podcast? It's the most
Because
not
we're talking
manly
about
thing.
Paps. If we're going to talk about Michael, we might as well talk about Paps. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Michael is
Paps is another founding member.
Yeah, he's literally a part of the house. He's been a part of the house longer than any of us, probably.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Shit.
All right, true that. Okay, fine. Paps, you're awesome.
I forget when he was born, but I got him in 2011, 2012, 2011. I'm pretty sure. So he's like 10, going on 12, or 11, going on 12, something like that.
Wow, that's an old cat. Is it?
Yeah, that's annoying. Shut the fuck up. Don't say
No,
that.
I don't know. I don't know how long their lifespans are, but
Dude, we don't even talk about lifespans. This guy, he's still got it. He's got everything.
They got 9
He's just
lives.
tired of being cooped up. That's the only problem in my life. He lived in houses his whole life. Did I ever tell you guys when I lived at 610?
No, what happened there? Wasn't that with the
ladies?
The ladies.
The ladies.
Yeah.
I wanted to say lesbians.
Me and the ladies. We had a nice
they were
house
lesbians, right?
over in Spring Oaks, and this guy, all right, the ladies, they had 2 cats, right? Their cats, they're very like over the top of, right? Me and Paps, we never had that relationship. I don't own this guy. He's my roommate. It's like, this is a guy I room with, wherever I go, he goes, vice versa, right? I don't own this motherfucker. That's just the way that I always looked at it. Living in an apartment, that situation changed a little bit, because I'm like, you have rules. You're not grounded, but you have rules. Sorry, dude. Alright. He's always free. He's free to do whatever he wants. Whatever. I don't own the guy. He owns me probably as much, vice versa, whatever. These girls, like, they treated their cats like their pets that they have to take care of and make sure that everything in their life is perfect. Paps has his own shit. I got my shit, he's got his own shit, whatever. What?
Did they put them in like those pet spas and stuff?
Not that, but like they thought that I didn't. They thought that I didn't care or take care of my cat, and that was upsetting to me because it's like, just because I fucking let Paps go outside all night, if he goes outside at night and I don't get him till the morning, that was his choice. I tell him that. I let him know. Hey, if you go outside right now, I'm going to sleep.
Listen.
Like, I don't... What am I supposed to say?
Well,
Paps, you're not... You're not allowed to go outside right now. It's 12 o'clock at night, you know? Your curfew's at
Would he
no.
meow?
No, you go outside and you'd show up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
So then what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah. That was just the way. That was careless because that's my pet and I'm just letting them stay outside all night. He's a cat. He wanted to do cat shit.
They're looking at it the wrong way. He's not
Right.
just a pet. He is he's a co-owner of the room.
I've always wanted to put a tracker on him because I'm pretty sure when we were at 135.
You don't want to do that. You don't want the globalist following your cat around. What? Are you crazy?
Sure. But I'm pretty sure at 135, he probably went way beyond the block. He fucking was exploring that swamp back there, doing all sorts of fun shit, and then coming home when we came home, you know?
Here's one thing to remember. We might be going a little too far. This podcast might end at any moment because of the time limits. I just wanted to mention that. I forgot, how much time is left. But
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes. Are we closing the podcast or are we jumping back in? What are we doing, guys? Steve,
Close it up.
Close it up. All right, great. Final thoughts.
Are we still down for tomorrow, by the way?
Tomorrow, we could either get Jose or Michael or Gene if we're early enough. Which guest do you want? Vote now, America. But by the time you vote, it'll be too late.
Well, I mean, it would be cool if we can't get all five of us,
Yeah, but I would have to do a test and set it all up and stuff, and I don't know if I'll get an additional...
I think having one guest at a time is good, because we're the hosts, you know? We gotta have one guest at a time to keep, climate control of the podcast.
Well, I feel like neither one of them are guests, because they're literally both members of the house.
Yeah.
Obviously Michael was an original founding member, and Jose is an honorary member because, like he said, he spent the night practically every night for a long while.
Yes, I agree, but also at the same time, we've been practicing for what? This is episode 5, episode 6. What are we on?
Episode 5.
Five.
All right, so except when Mag accidentally fell off the staircase and broke his legs and
neck.
ribs. Yeah. Besides that point,
I'm glad it's fine today.
Yeah, right. Besides that point, we've been doing this. We got something going. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, but this thing evolves. You know what I'm saying? And the more the merrier, right? No?
Well, I don't know. On the technical aspect, I would just have to set up, a scene with 5 people. Totally possible. Can do it. Would love to, But we just have to get
honestly, if you can get 50 people on screen, that's even better, dude. Let's try and get 50. Let's break.
I would love to do it, but if we get everybody individually first and then we throw everybody in, I think that would be a better way to do it. Do you guys feel like we're starting to get especially having a guest on? Didn't you guys feel more comfortable with each other? Did we work as a team?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Sure.
I mean, sure. But like I said, I think I came in unprepared. I need to either not smoke or drink. I don't really know which one it is.
No, that's part of it. Listen, I smoke. That's why this background is always smoky.
Here, less than 1 minute. Can we just join back up and not for the podcast, but for a 5-minute
breakdown? Oh, just to
breakdown?
talk on here?
5-minute breakdown.
All right, then. Let's do it. Anyway, great show, America. Peace out.
Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Imperial IPA, for my sponsors. New Belgium, Voodoo Ranger IPA. Thank you for supporting us. And thank you for all our other podcasters.
Thank you, Corona Extra, for the cerveza. And also thank you.
All right, I'm going to work at the end.